Previously on Outback Rangers.
Transmitter fits in there.
Rangers catch and tag a 4-metre croc.
Transmitter's going to tell us the story of where he's going to move.
In this episode, Kakadu undergoes a magical transformation. But troubling news sparks a critical search mission.
It was a great spot for Nigel's, no doubt about that.
As Rangers continue efforts to protect local residents.
When I first had it, I thought she might not make it.
And make ready for the park's busiest time of year.
Interesting job, you're actually trying to look for something that you don't want to find.
The storms are over, and for everyone in Kakadu, it's the return to paradise. It's the Aboriginal season of Bangarang. The monsoon clouds have shed their burden. Now only clear skies prevail. Kakadu is at its most beautiful. But the serenity can be deceiving. The changing season triggers great migrations among Kakadu's animal population. And some do not make it to the end. Quoll's Crossing, East Alligator River. Rangers Andrew Wellings and Gary Lidner are heading out on a critical search mission. For 5 months, they have been tracking Nigel the Crocodile as part of Gary's croc management research.
We'll see you during the wet season, chap.
But things are not looking good. Nigel's tracker hasn't moved in a while, and the Rangers fear the worst.
So we have been a bit concerned with Nigel at this location because he hasn't moved a lot. He's been in the general area there now over a month and he hasn't seemed to move much. So that makes you think whether perhaps he's thrown the transmitter, or maybe he's got into a fight and ripped off, or perhaps he's died. Crocodiles get beaten up and killed. Where's the 2 maps going?
Saltwater crocs have been known to travel long distances in their seasonal movements. As the seasons changed, Nigel took advantage of the tidal currents, journeying along Kakadu's waterways in search of migrating birds. But where there's plenty of food, there's plenty of competition.
And so we're going down the East Alligator River to his first big camp down at Jono's Jungle.
As Nigel's travelling up this creek, he's coming into contact with a lot of other crocs, especially some really big ones. So he's got to keep his wits about him all the time. Nigel, when he left the crossing area, he came down, he ended up at this creek here. There were thousands of magpie geese up in the floodplain there when Nigel would have went up. So Nigel would have been stalking geese in about, 50 centimetres, 30 centimetres of water. After about a month, and he moved on. I'd say Nigel's a pretty smart croc.
Like you say, he's got all sussed out.
Yep.
Nigel has been an invaluable asset to Gary's research. His journey has provided insight into the behavior of Kakadu's most formidable residents. In a place where the paths of man and reptile regularly intersect, it's information that's critical to managing visitor safety in the park.
Have a look, bud. Hey? Something white in the water up here. Check it out. Might be Nigel swimming out. Croc track, eh? Croc track. Crocodile there.
But the croc is not Nigel. It's a tough blow for Gary.
Nigel could be in here somewhere and or in a side gutter with some fresh water.
And just as things couldn't get any worse,
Not looking good, a lot of logs up here. Yeah, so we'll turn around, Andrew.
Yep. I don't think we'll get much further. The only option left is the chopper, I reckon.
All right.
It seems the only way forward now is up. At park headquarters in Jabiru, trainee ranger Sam Deegan is watching over a local of her own. Sam has been caring for an orphaned quoll named Jilly for 6 months now. Since 2001, the spread of toxic cane toads into Kakadu has nearly wiped out the park's already fragile northern quoll population. And Sam's role as protector is an important one.
Yeah, when I first had her, I thought she might not make it. She had dust in her eyes, she had sand in her mouth, really dehydrated. I literally thought that she was going to die. She was about from her fingertip to here. That's how small she was. And now she's about this big. She's pretty healthy now. It is always a good feeling to watch them grow up and watch them take off, release. I got, so attached to her.
Soon, Jilly will join Kakadu's special colony of quolls, a new generation trained to avoid cane toads. But the wilderness can be a deadly place, especially for a small mammal with no street smarts.
Before I'm going to release her, I'd like her to go and get trained to avoid cane toads. Some people said, do you know that she's going to die if you do release her back into where she comes from? I'm just hoping that she'll, grow old and die old, I suppose.
For now, Jilly will remain in Sam's care.
Come on, princess.
But for Anne O'Day, the time has come to let go of her ward.
Yeah, sometimes if an animal's orphaned or injured, people bring them in. And we look after them until they're ready to be released back into the park.
Over the past year, Anne has played foster mum to a number of injured wallabies.
Okay. No.
Today, Anne is releasing one of them back into the wild.
Jilly's going to go free today. I'm going to take him down to Violet's house and let him go free. Violet's a traditional owner from the central area of the park. And she's got a good safe place away from the road where there's no dogs to humbug the joeys.
A wild animal, Jarrah was never meant to be a pet. It'll be a soft release for the wallaby. He will learn to live on his own in the safety of Violet's home before he decides he's ready for the bush.
I used to have a girl and a boy who came here. They come and knock my bedroom door, sleep with me in the bed. When it's cold. Yeah, no, I love him.
And put him down and see what he thinks.
Yeah, fine.
Come on. Untie your legs. Look. Any grass. You can't complain. It's a bit like paradise here, isn't it, Violet?
Yeah. What his name?
Jilly.
Daddy.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like he's going to be happy here, I reckon. I'll be a little bit sad when I leave him here, but at least I know he's in a good place, and this is what it's all about, not me keeping him. He's not supposed to be a pet. It's a wild animal.
For Kakadu's small family of rangers, the role as guardians rests on their shoulders. Thousands of animal species call the park home, and for many, Kakadu is their last chance at survival. Back at the South Alligator River, help arrives for Gary and Andy.
So basically, we've got a croc with a satellite transmitter on its back. It could be a bag of bones, it could be a live croc, could be in under the tree, but hopefully he's out in the open and easy to see. Yeah. So there you go. There you want to take a
So we're on a straight track now, heading straight for the last location, sort of like on the other edge of this floodplain. So now we're just looking for a 4-metre crocodile.
Roger.
I didn't realise there's so much water up here.
A lot of room for him to hide him.
What the hell is that?
A crocodile, but no sign of a transmitter. The search is not looking promising, but the sight of the swamplands is keeping Andy hopeful.
Lots of ducks here, probably geese earlier. It's a great spot for Nigel's, no doubt about that.
Just looking absolutely prime. The area is fantastic. There's loads of water, loads of food sources. It's quite different to what I thought when I originally looked at the coordinates.
This is the spot now. This is where the GPS waypoint is. Look at this big track here. I don't know what that is.
There's some movement down there.
Oh, here we go. It's going. That's Nigel's, no doubt about that. I'm pretty happy with that.
In true croc fashion, the elusive Nigel makes a timely appearance for a few fleeting seconds.
Yeah, we just might land over near those tracks there.
Roger.
The day's search is suddenly worthwhile. Nigel is not only alive, he has found paradise.
There's a lot of water, it's perfect swamp, great habitat all around here. I say Nigel's a very happy croc.
Saltwater crocodile population in the Northern Territory is a success story. When you look at some of the depressing things that are happening overseas with tigers, lions, you know, habitat being blocked off by fences and paddocks, and crocodiles don't have that here. The special thing about Kakadu is it allows saltwater crocodiles to do their thing.
Kakadu is one of the world's most important habitats for the saltwater croc. Overhunting nearly drove the species to extinction, but since their protection in 1970, the salty has made a remarkable comeback.
Nigel's journey, you know, I'm really looking forward to the next chapter. It isn't over yet. And hope the Nigel's transmitter keeps going for a while so we can continue the journey and find out what he's up to.
As the dry season approaches, the monsoon floods are beginning to recede, and the park's waterfalls are accessible once more. Southwest in the Mary River District, District Rangers Robbie Markham and Billy Fordham are preparing Gunlum Falls for the impending tide of tourists.
Now that the wet season's over, our tourist season will start up, so we've got to start getting the campground ready. And first thing that we need to tick off is make sure that there's no crocodiles here. Crocodile safety is very important. People like coming up here and enjoying these campgrounds, so we've got to make sure that they're safe.
If we do get it wrong, there will be fatalities, and that's the reason why we do these croc surveys, so we don't have any fatalities.
Yeah, we just look for slide marks and tracks or any other indications if there's any salties in here. Good thing about walking the creek at night time with the spotlights is you actually can see through the water and pick up any slide mark quite easily. Come here during the day, you'll get the reflection. You can't see the bottom, you don't know what's down there. It's night time, you can see straight through it. Interesting job, you're actually trying to look for something that you don't want to find.
There is a risk everywhere you go. You just don't know where they're lurking, where they're hiding, and you just don't know if they're up on a bank somewhere that come straight in at you, or... It's pretty dangerous, all right? I suppose we've got to do that to protect the people that come up here.
It's a tough job, But Billy and Robbie's commitment to Kakadu runs deep.
I had a chief ranger supervisor years ago. He said to me, he said, I'll make you a ranger or not one at all. And I was thinking, what the hell is he talking about? And then it just dawned me saying, well, you either got to have a feeling for the country or you don't have a feeling at all. And I've been here 21 years later, and it must mean I've got some sort of feeling for this country.
Yeah, I definitely think Quoll does have a powerful presence, but it's a peaceful and calming presence. You just have a deep emotional and spiritual connection to the place. You just end up longing for that comfortableness.
Gunlom Falls is a sacred place for the Jawoyn people. But in a changing world, long-held beliefs are under threat. Yet there is hope for the next generation. Traditional owner Ryan Barraway sees it as his duty to preserve the knowledge tied to his ancestral land.
Quoll is another name for rainbow serpent. This is one of his homes. Jawoyn people has a lot of respect for Quoll. We believe that he's the giver of life. We don't disturb Quoll. When you disturb Quoll, he's got the power to bring big wind and rain that can cause flood. The reason why I bring them, the younger generation here, is I want to pass down all the knowledge that's been passed down to me and teach them why we value this country, and it's a very special place for us, so that one day when they grow up, they'll want to become rangers and help look after the country. With the changes now, Jawoyn have come a long way. We're not going to go away. This is our country. We were born in this country, and we're certainly going to be buried and die in this country.
In the nearby Jim Jim district, Chief Ranger Kathy Wilson is taking in the sights.
Yeah, the cycle is almost complete. We're about to start our surveys again, and the wet's just about finished, and yeah, we're underway. So it's like everything's been washed clean, and all the plants and animals are all revived and ready for the visitors to come in and experience the place. It's a fantastic time to come and have a look at the waterfall now. Everything's so alive this time of the year.
The year has almost come full circle. It is an ever-changing landscape in Kakadu, and rangers and residents have become part of its ebb and flow.
I think most people who work here have a passion for Kakadu and what it is. And like, Kakadu is just, it's a beautiful place, and it's always changing. You know, your daily work is not the same every day. You never know what's going to come up. Just the working environment, it's, apart from being really hot sometimes, it's a really good place to work.
You definitely become part of the family. They take you in open arms, and yeah, everyone works for everyone because you are remote. Come wet season, you can be isolated, and you do rely on each other. You help out your neighbours, you help out your colleagues, your workmates, and they do become family. You spend a lot of time with each other.
I came here with nothing. I came here with a motorbike and a couple of panniers on the side, and that was it. And like I say, I've had a fantastic life experience here. I'm just so grateful for the opportunity.
Kakadu is home to me. Yeah, it's very special. It's cultural value, it's the natural values. The people here that I love, they are all families. This is where our ancestors come from. I wouldn't trade it for anything else or anywhere else. Kakadu's home.
Yeah, I guess with Kakadu, it has still got that extremeness about it. It's untouched, it still is remote. The seasons are just so varying, and working up here with a living Indigenous culture that's still active, it's just ongoing, and just the places you get to go and the things you see, it's a privilege to work up here. Yeah, it's a very special place.
It's not just land you're looking after, it's people, it's history, it's a whole lot of values all tied into that land. Why places like Kakadu National Park are absolutely important to all of our futures. We can't make any more of them, we've only got to look after what we've got.
A whole year has come to a close, but life and culture continue in Kakadu, as they have for tens of thousands of years. A land guarded by an extraordinary few for generations to come.